COVID.
Really?
Let's call this thing to order. Oh, guys, hold on. I'm looking at my cheat sheets up. I'm never going to get this done. No, just bear with me. Okay. Call this meeting to order. It is 4:04. If anyone has had a chance to look at the minutes, make a motion to approve in a second, please.
I can motion to approve. I saw them.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
I second.
Thanks, Carla. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We have visitors here, so should we introduce ourselves at the commission?
Sure.
Or okay. All right. Do you want to kick it off?
Sure.
Please, Elizabeth.
My name is Elizabeth. I am a member of the Sustainability Commission.
Passionate Webster Grove citizen. Yes. Aren't we all?
I am Carla Armbruster, also Webster Grove resident and member of the commission.
I didn't catch your name.
It's Carla Armbruster.
Joy Renish. I just saw it in the paper, and I don't think there's any more issue. I don't think there's any issue more important than sustainability.
Well, Joy, I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Yeah.
I'm Linda Davis, and I'm here because Joy wanted to come. And I am a pretty sustainable person.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Sean Berenson. I'm a Sustainability Commission member and a Webster resident.
And we have on our screen Paul.
Paul Boz, Webster resident and commission member.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff Tomich. I'm vice chair of the commission.
Thanks, Jeff.
And I'm Todd. I'm the public works director, and I'm the staff liaison to the commission.
Pam Bliss is our council liaison, but she couldn't make the meeting today. I'm Jamie Hassemeyer. I am the chair of the commission and live in Webster, and just a really strong advocate for all things sustainability. So thanks for being here. Okay. We have, Todd, any notes to share with us? Nope. I mean, as far as like any emails?
Joy called me and I didn't know about the meeting.
Great, awesome, awesome. Okay, well, we're just gonna dive into our old business. If you saw the Friday page, the Webster Kirkwood Times collaboration thing is underway. Hopefully I didn't even look in the box downstairs.
Thanks.
There's some
Things.
Are they red bags or are they trash?
There's some red bags and just some regular bags.
Regular bags, okay.
And did it let the person know who came?
I'm sorry, that's the thing.
I like to look back at the minutes to get her name and follow up.
Yeah, I think we should just let her
that'd be a
know,
good idea.
You know,
Good idea.
yeah. I mean, she probably noticed, but just in case.
Maybe. Yeah. She's the concerned citizen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we had somebody come a while back and was worried about all the Webster Kirkwood Times in their wrappers that they just saw kind of decomposing on the roadside. And so Jamie mostly talked to the Webster Kirkwood Times, and now they're promoting these recycling boxes for the wrappers, which if you already recycle your bags are, you know, somewhat unnecessary, but, you know, just spread the consciousness that you can recycle bags, I guess.
I saw that. I was like,
Yeah. Like mine just go in with all my other bags.
Yeah, we've been on a mission to reduce plastic bag use. And if you know, at the very minimum, if you can't reduce, you can recycle. So we wanted to be able to give people a better opportunity to recycle.
I have heard that when you take your recycling, like to Schnucks and all the places, that they don't recycle it.
The plastic bags? No, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
That's a perennial rumor about recycling. And I'm not saying it's never true, but I also think it's one of those things that people just latch onto because they're worried. You know, they're worried.
I kind of quit taking it in when I heard that.
Say find out, you know, never just believe something like that. Find out, because I think sometimes it is true. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, Linda, I know I just worked regionally with the group that has been helping to promote that program at Schnucks. And they collect all that and it gets recycled into like plastic lumber.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, so that I think was a good easy thing to do. WKT was really great about working with us and eager partners. So yeah.
Would they be willing to advertise our pumpkin composting?
Good question.
Well, that when it was in the Friday, it was both those were in there.
And the Friday page.
Yes,
Mhm.
right.
Recycling was in there right after.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, it was.
Great.
So let's see if they will do a little plug for the pumpkin compost.
Great partnership. Hey, would you guys?
Yeah. And if yeah, Jenny's gonna work on some cute little kind of silly ads or so for the socials and stuff. I had sent her a couple from other communities. I was like, is this too silly for us? She's like, no. So she's gonna work on some things that to make it fun.
I don't know my role here and if I'm just supposed to speak or what, but as I'm thinking about the bags, is this a place to talk about going from the plastic bags to the types that decompose?
Bags for
everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wish we had that kind of leverage here in Webster. What we've done is we are working with and tabling at various community events to hand out bags, reusable bags that we wrote in a grant. Carla's looking for her.
But I'm thinking about there's plastic bags that will decompose that work just like the bags that everybody's using.
Yeah.
The state of Missouri has passed laws that you cannot restrict bags or you cannot restrict plastics essentially. So you cannot make a plastic bag. You cannot ban plastic bags. You cannot make those kind of things out of the municipality.
Because Missouri's pro plastic.
Yeah,
but these are the
because
bags that we
so we can only do community outreach
in this little pouch, and then you can pull them out, and you get a really nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, these are really nice ones because they have little pocket.
But Missouri's against those bags.
Well, they're
Missouri is
against banning
everything.
plastic bags.
Who's against banning?
State.
the
state
Missouri Republican legislature.
I'll never go to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yes.
It is. Amna, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Amna. Sorry,
No worries.
I'm a member of the Sustainability.
Yeah. And this is Joy and Linda.
We're visitors, obviously.
Visitors.
Welcome.
And the state legislature just made it harder, arguably harder for people to vote. So that was neat.
It's super great.
I wish, Linda, we could tackle that as an issue and get people to change. You know, what we're trying to do is reinforce good habits that we can, the difference is that little things that we can do in a lifestyle type way. We know that there are problems that we can solve here in Webster. You know, handing out those bags at various events is one of the ways that we're trying to reduce and raise awareness about the plastic problem. So, yeah. Okay. A quick update on where we are with the greenhouse gas inventory. Is not much of an update. Mike opened up our portfolio manager and got in there and has a lot of questions. A former chair, Eric Luters, he was the one who input all that information. And Mike has more questions to a point where he can't even proceed. And so I reached out to Eric, but I haven't heard back. I'm going to try one more time to see if he would be willing to. If not, I think Mike's just going to have to start fresh, which, you know, will, yeah.
How do we get that information? Like readily available?
Well, I don't know what questions he has. He sat down with his sustainability manager at Clayco, so I'm not really sure what, you know, what the questions are. So yeah. So if you know, worst case scenario, he starts from scratch and gets to upload everything fresh with a new password, etc. And then as far as where we are with the inventories, did you ever hear back from Dana by any chance?
I have not heard back from her yet. quite, I have to be totally honest, I really kind of airmailed getting in touch with her. Renee DeLay is the person. She was actually at a USGBC event last week that I was at, but she came late and I had to leave before she got there. But I did talk to Emily Andrews about it, and she will try and help kind of work things up.
Okay.
I need to get on that harder.
Okay. Yeah, no, John, we get it, life, right? Thanks for trying to continuously make those connections, and I feel like we will get to that point where we know in what direction we need to go as far as what our next steps are going to be, if it's going to be somebody like a Renee, or if it's going to be a collaboration with one of the students at SIE or something along those lines.
So Emily did tell me that back in the day, they used to do this for cities. They had a couple of paid student interns that they managed at the USGBC. But it just got to be too much for them, so they no longer do that.
Okay.
So
interesting. Okay.
There is some history.
Yeah. All right. All right.
But they still do it just not with interns.
They don't do it anymore. It just got to be too much for them. It's a small organization, you know, there's only like one paid staff member, so.
Gotcha.
But Jamie, maybe if we wanted to get a student or two, they could help us figure out what we needed to tell the student. If they managed interns, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Depending on how long the program.
Yeah.
Oh, does it do that? Okay. Are we leaning? Okay, yeah.
So I still, you know, hopefully I can get in touch with her here in the not too distant future.
Yeah, okay, that's great. So we're still on that trail, and that is all good. Thanks, John, for helping with that. Okay, pumpkin smash event, Elizabeth.
It's all set November 5th, 8 to noon. And what do we send out? Oh, and if you're interested in volunteering, it's really easy. Super fun.
Yeah.
We all had a great time last year.
I'm gonna be out of town. I'm sorry.
I am too, but if you need help, or Bob will be in town. I'm always happy to volunteer.
But also.
Oh, great, you guys.
You guys.
I have her down as well.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Okay, do you want to pick a shift, or does it matter? 8 to 10 or 10 to 12?
Whatever you guys.
Okay. Elizabeth and I will be there at 7:30 to kind of make sure everything's in line, and I'm sure we'll have some early arrivers as well.
Yes, there were early arrivers last year.
Yeah.
And so we remember that I emailed that lady,
Wild Ones.
yeah, but she never sent back a confirmation email. So in a couple weeks, I'll reach back out and see if they're yes or no. I never thought of anybody else that really, and then I decided, you know what, it's kind of a drive-through event, so one or two is probably fine.
Yeah, I think so too. That's totally fine. I lost my train of thought.
Wild Ones is the they're like a group that does sustainable planting and native planting, and they're gonna sort of do a table with like leave your leaves, don't, you know, that they make houses for bugs and stuff like that.
Some yeah, it's just some educational stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Why work if you don't?
Right.
Right. Precisely.
Why people are so happy? Like, give me one good reason not to rake leaves. I already kind of wasn't with it.
Right.
You have an excuse of why you did,
Well,
right?
I was thinking, I'm like, well, leaves have been falling for eons and nobody raked them. So
You're right.
it seems like it's probably not too big of a problem.
Right. All right, so both shifts, if no one knows like right away what their schedule is on the 5th, I'll just go ahead and email everybody later on. I know you two are gone, but it's just to kind of remind everybody and get everyone nailed down on some shifts.
Jamie and Elizabeth, I will be there probably about 8 to 10, if that works.
Paul. You're amazing. Thanks, Paul. Do you want me to write that down? Thank you, Paul. Okay, and if anybody misses this pumpkin smash event, the next day Holy's gonna do one.
Oh yeah.
And my co-chair is building a catapult.
Oh,
Oh, it's a pumpkin composting collection.
because you can't put pumpkins a little known fact is that you cannot put your pumpkin into your yard waste. So instead, yes. So instead, we collect them in the parking lot behind Moss Field. So it can't have any paint and it can't have a candle in it. And then it can just go into the compost, and all the excess methane gets composted away.
Yep. Okay, we good there?
We are good.
Awesome, thanks. The next item on our agenda is the Christmas light recycling collection. Mike is running with that, and I should have taken it off the agenda, but I think it was too late. Mike's not going to be here, and he didn't have an update for me, so I'm sure everything will be up and running for mid-November. It's a fairly simple process. Do you know from Scott? And would it be okay if I reached out to him? I just want to know what worked and what didn't for them.
Yeah, you should be fine with having a box down there again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can reach out to him.
I'm going to.
And then one here at City Hall again.
Yeah.
The box is kind of small.
Yeah, the box was too small, you thought.
Yeah, when I brought my Christmas lights up, it was like
The one here filled up pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it was a pretty good sized box. I thought.
Okay.
Oops. Sorry.
Right. Okay, so we'll do that again, probably mid-November-ish to mid-January-ish, and we'll do the same thing with the socials and having Jenny help us out with that. Okay, some new business. I don't know if anybody had a chance, and if you were ever, did you find, I should have looked up that link to, because you asked for the link to that position.
I couldn't find
I just sent you the application.
Okay,
I didn't know where that link was.
let's
Dr.
see.
Peoples got it off of
Okay. City of Brighton.
she got it off of
just find it.
Okay.
I don't know if she got it off of MML or
Job description. Were you here last time? I can't remember.
I left early.
Okay, that's right. You had to go.
Gymnastics.
Yeah, that's right. So the position, I'm nervous about the application process for this particular grant because it is a waste diversion focus.
yes.
But
it does have an education component.
Okay.
So sustainability coordinator would be the education.
Okay.
They can get out and educate people.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I was like, should we even do it?
Dr. Peoples is on board.
Okay.
She wants us to move forward.
Okay. All right. So how about I don't know if anybody has had a chance to look over this language to add or point out or take away anything from what this position.
Jamie, can you remind me when we got that?
Our last meeting.
So is it electronically somewhere?
No.
Okay.
It's not here.
He sent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can,
Okay.
Yeah.
I scanned it in.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind sending, I mean, I don't know if everybody wants it, but I would love it if you would send me an electronic copy because
Sure.
I'm sorry. I should probably work harder at this, but if it's not
On your, yeah, I get it.
I lose it.
Now, can you push that out to everyone then, please?
Yeah, I'll see if I can do it from my phone.
Thanks, buddy.
I can
Yeah, right now.
get the one that I
You don't even have to add it to your list.
Exactly. Do it right now.
Yeah. I think it's a good just job description, obviously, for what kind of funding we would get from this grant. It would probably have to be scaled back because that's a full-time position and I can't imagine they're going to fund a full-time. How long is what, Carla?
The grant.
It's a year.
Okay.
It's
and
due on
it's
the
due
28th.
at
I
the
started
end
the
of
application. It's due on the 28th.
Mhm.
Of October.
Yes, so I gotta get going on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So what things do we need to do before, what things do we need to have checked off then in order to make this work?
I need to finish the job description of what we want our job description to be for our position.
Okay.
And what?
Because I reached out to Ian Ashcraft and he said, yeah, job description is really all we'll need for that.
Okay.
What size are we asking? How many hours a week?
Dr. Peoples figures it'd be a part-time version, so probably no more than 20.
Okay, because I'm just gonna say
And I don't know what the salary is.
the job description should and could be affected by.
The number of hours, that's like, this would have to be scaled back.
Right.
This particular job.
But we
is
think
the
maybe
full-
20 hours a week would be feasible.
Okay. All right. I'll take a
So
look at
if everyone can look at that and maybe by the end of the week.
that.
I was like I was gonna say the end of day Thursday.
Okay.
I'm just trying, I just want to be able to give Todd enough like any feedback if anybody has time to look at it. Todd, do you think it would be helpful? Like, could I participate in any way to narrow this down with you? Do you want me to pop up here and,
You can't, well, I'm not at the.
oh yeah, pop over to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can then.
Todd, do you have ideas about
Even if it's,
what
you know.
pieces of the job we need the most, or
Yeah.
would be the most persuasive?
This is for you guys, so
Okay.
it's all your call, so.
Okay.
All right. So what's realistic, friends, about getting back to Todd? End of day Thursday, end of day
If he
Friday?
has to be in on the 28th and he needs it.
I'm gonna try to do it by the end of the day tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, did you have any, since this is your job, do you have any input?
I'm gonna look at my job description.
Great,
And
perfect.
And
Look
yours
at
is
that in a
full
while.
time.
Yeah,
So,
if this is broader though, so I
Mhm.
think this is more appropriate.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Amna wishes she had a clone to do her job with her. Yeah, she's so busy.
Yeah.
Who am I missing here? I got Jamie, Paul, Jeff, John, Elizabeth, Carla, Amna,
Jeff Mazer,
Mazer.
Mike Stubbs.
Mazer. Jeff and Stubbs. So,
Yep.
I'm trying to remember them. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
All right,
All
thanks.
right. it's
Okay, so
coming through now.
end of day Wednesday. I think
That'd be
I
good
can,
because it's due
I could
next
commit to that.
Friday.
Next Friday, yeah. Okay, so end of day, is that feasible for you? Okay. All right, you'll hear from anybody who has opinions by the end of the day Friday. Todd.
Do you?
I mean, Wednesday.
Not to make this more complicated, but what if we took the sample one and put it like in a Google Doc so we could all make comments, like, and see each other's comments?
Yeah.
I think that would be maybe less confusing than everybody
That's
just
your job
emailing.
then, Carla.
All right, I'll do it.
But you all have a copy of it, so you can-
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I'm terrible with Google though, so I'm gonna make a doc and I'm gonna invite you, and then probably you're not gonna be able to get into it and I won't know why.
That sounds like me. It's
So
all good, I appreciate the
I'll
front end
try.
work.
I'll
Yeah.
try.
Cool, thank you.
I'm willing to try with technology, which, you know, I'll press buttons, I'll do, you know.
Keep going.
Keep
yeah,
going,
keep
but
pushing.
a lot of times I have no idea why it works, when it works.
Just thankful that it
You can
does.
try.
Yeah. All right, Carla, thanks.
So this job description doesn't exist like in a portal somewhere or like online, like that we could copy paste it. We just have a physical like document.
Yeah, I just have to just go back. Well,
I can turn a PDF into a Microsoft Word.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
I do know how to do that.
Sitting here wanting to say, what's the person do? But I guess you all know.
well, they haven't, as a group, they haven't all decided yet. That's our supposed to do the job description so that we can, and then we're gonna apply for a grant to help pay for the offset the cost of it.
A big part of the position would be to be diverting waste from the landfill.
But I
Well,
think,
it'll be educating the
Yeah.
public to divert
Yes, yes,
waste.
yes,
Yeah.
not, yeah, that.
They're not gonna be
physically
physically diverting.
doing it.
Yes.
Just standing.
Yeah, don't do that.
but I think we need somebody to be doing a lot of educational stuff.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so I
for
think this sounds perfect.
Okay, cool.
Cause there's just so much people don't know.
Well, people don't care.
Well,
And
they
you're right.
might, but they might care a little bit if they knew,
Mhm,
you know what I mean?
mhm, mhm.
Like, anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, all right. Hope springs eternal. All right, our next item in new business is, okay. This is exciting. Carla sat with the green space folks a couple of weeks back, and we had our first meeting, and we were lucky enough that the mayor was here and our council reps from each commission, and we had a good conversation on what collaboration between our two commissions could look like. Of course, like you have all have heard me say a million times that I want like speaker series collaborations and educational elements to bring to our residents. And Carrie Coyne, who's the chair of Green Space, she's incredible. And she was like, how about a stormwater management plan? And I was like, how about it? So they set into motion with Carla's help and Carrie's connections. We had two experts come and talk to us. And Carla, do you want to tell like just about like what the experts, who they were and kind of where we're going?
My memory's garbage. Okay. So the one who's the person I brought is David Wilson, who used to work for East West Gateway Council of Governments and knows a whole lot about stormwater and how it affects and watersheds and how flooding affects bodies of water. And then the other person was, remind me of her name.
Stacy? I think it was.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have an alternative. She works for the watershed, the Deer Creek Watershed Alliance, which is now under the MOBOT umbrella. And she knew a whole lot about government funding and regulations and talked a lot about that, and David translated for us. And so I think the idea was that they can help us. And we also found out about stormwater management plans that other municipalities have that we can look at. And honestly, I can't remember where we left.
Okay, Stacy Arnold is her name.
Okay.
It was a really informative.
Oh, I didn't bring them. I have notes.
It was incredible and helpful for us to say, okay, well, what would this look like and what would we need to do? And luckily, again, the mayor was here. And so we kind of walked through what we would need to be doing as, you know, two commissions coming together on this. And what we feel is appropriate is to ask council to consider a stormwater management plan developed for the city of Webster.
And I remember something.
Yeah.
So David said MSD can supply us with what did he call it? A helper, basically an advisor. Yeah, but the MSD, and of course we might not always want to take the same perspective that MSD takes, but
are you leaning towards hiring a consultant to design this?
Well, we do not have the expertise between our commissions, so yes.
And neither do I.
Yeah.
So I would look to hire a consultant.
Yes.
Now, you know about the MSD OMCI taxing district funds?
I am very loosely.
It's operational maintenance construction something.
Okay.
Okay, so we decided when they reenacted those, you could either say MSD, you can have all the money. We decided we want 50% of the money so that we can do with it whatever we want.
Okay.
Stormwater management plans are eligible to use those funds for.
Okay.
Now, right now, I have $300,000 of our money earmarked towards the Elm Culvert.
Yes.
But I have another $150,000 this year available.
Okay, great.
So that would go towards a consultant.
I would hope.
Top of
It
that
would be 50 to 70,000.
And we got names of some of the
there's
that have done some of these
yes.
other places, and the one that really struck me was called something. It was a funny name.
It's like something in Logic.
Yeah, Truth
Logic
or something like that.
No, I know the company.
Yeah. And I had just been teaching a literary criticism class where we talk about like reason and logic. Imagination and logic, like
I can't remember their name either.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm talking about con. It really threw me. I didn't know what was the name of a consulting firm.
Yes.
But I apologize for not bringing my notes. I wrote down so many things, but we have lots of information to build on. But yeah, I think that's where we ended up too, was that we needed to at least talk to a consultant, but this MSD thing was important too, right?
Okay.
Right, like there's that we can ask them for planner or a helper.
Yeah.
I have the word written down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we, you want to say something?
Well, I'm just curious, Todd, you
Yeah.
could probably chime in here a little bit, but like, in my work with stormwater management and especially civil engineering and MSD, it's incredibly technical. And they are, I mean, MSD already has like volumes of rules for how you would develop someplace, and it's all based upon anticipated rainfall, the amount of impervious surface, the design of the stormwater system, and you know, it's just like it's amazing, it's huge, right? So it seems really interesting. I'm curious, like,
What would we add to that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously, like, it's a big issue with the population because people's basement floods, houses flood, street floods, all this stuff.
So I think
What do you?
so I think maybe this might help. So David was talking about this area over in Brentwood near Deer Creek and how they had been looking at like digging out some kind of underground reservoir. And then somebody else was like, hey, that was originally a wetland. And so the idea was, oh, we can just let it be a wetland again. And
So
then
the guy who made that plan actually took over my dad's job when he retired. And they did a plan for both Brentwood and U City. And so Brentwood didn't have flooding. U City had flooding.
But I work for MSD.
No, my dad
Civil
worked
engineer.
with Army Corps of Engineers.
Oh, that's right.
So it was an Army Corps of Engineers project. They did the both. Geez, I thought you would be on side of a daughter of a civil servant.
doesn't figure stuff like
Got a
that.
lot of
Right,
regulations.
they don't say, oh, wait, there's a simpler, more natural solution for this area, you know? So that was my understanding, was that we don't want to lean on them for everything
I mean,
because.
yeah, I'm just
No,
curious
yeah.
what they tell you, because it's like.
It's, so the company's intuition. I knew it would come. Actually, I had to search for it, I found it.
Yeah, or reason and understanding. is
Right.
that. Yeah.
But we should also, both FEMA and SEMA, which is the State Emergency Management Agency, should also be able to kick in money for both management and work.
Stacy was talked a lot about though that you have to really be some money is for flood control and some is for stormwater, and they don't necessarily like, it's not that they don't understand, but the way these funds are set up, they don't necessarily allow the crossover.
Correct.
So it's through the EPA, like some of the funding, and a lot of it is the Deer Creek watershed.
Correct.
And so that is all run out of Mobile.
But isn't the Deer Creek watershed also in the 100-year floodplain?
Oh,
So
yes,
they're like-
but the way some of these projects fall into certain buckets of funding,
Yeah.
it depends on
Which watershed?
stormwater, like, and are we worried about and this all has to do with EPA, like it's all
Sure.
scaffolded in. What is the water quality? So that might be
That's
one
it, water
focus.
quality.
And the other one might be,
Gotcha.
flooding.
That's right.
So those are two different buckets,
Yes.
but
And would this all be
obviously,
would water quality be under stormwater management?
Yeah. because think about all the runoff.
So essentially, like from a community, say that you do this, but water quality would try to restrict the use of pesticides.
Absolutely, yes. All of that.
Chemicals.
Yeah.
But also, the more natural landscapes that you have for the water to run through, the more stuff gets filtered out. Like there are even people who there was a company, maybe you know them, I think they're called Ocean Arcs a long time ago, and they built these wastewater treatment plants that were all natural processes. Like the wastewater would go through various like wetlands and pools with plants growing in them, and it would come out just as clean as it.
There's this thing called living machine that you goes through.
But but my point is just like that there are plants that clean the water. you know, and so it isn't just limiting. This is what Deer Creek Watershed is all about.
Yeah.
It's like vegetation-based solutions, because they do a lot of that work if you have the right plants in the right places. So
Yeah.
So do we need to separate these things, like this green?
So so what we're proposing, and Carrie has already talked to Green Space, and they are in favor of this, is we would agree to moving forward. And I sent you that language in an email, and Amna had a smart edit to kind of tighten up some of the language, which I appreciate a lot. And we would be asking council to consider moving forward with this. Now, of course, budget, right? So Mayor Arnold said, you know, sustainability, you all have some money from ARPA. You know, what could be, you know, what would you guys be willing to do? Basically, those aren't her words, those are mine. But we need to consider this. I think this is really important. I have been working, Carrie's been trying to get in touch with a woman who Frontenac just did this plan. It's super fresh. And so Stacy was putting Carrie in touch with the woman from Frontenac. She hasn't made the connection yet. They've been back and forth via email trying to connect, because I wanted a ballpark of what this cost looked like up front. And so I don't have that information, unfortunately, to share with you tonight. So I don't know yet if I even have an ask of our commission.
but you're thinking we can get some kind of idea of how much it will cost.
I think that would be important to inform us to make the call. I am very strongly in favor of this. It's super important for all the future building.
What MSD does, their mandate is kind of this, right? And doesn't this fall under what they do? They're in charge of the storm.
It overlaps, yeah.
Right.
But they're not gonna, they have a particular lens, is my understanding.
Well, and also they're, you know, aren't they like a municipal, its own like little government run piece?
They're their own entity.
Yeah, like, so they only have staffing that's so much. I don't think they're gonna come up with a plan for us. That's
No, they
where.
won't.
Can we see the front?
But they will give us a whole
Yeah,
box
it's
of
over
them.
there.
I cannot remember the name exactly of the position.
I mean, but that's part of their purview, is to deal with the incredible stormwater issues.
And that's why I think we can ask them for an advisor
Yeah.
or a planner or whatever the name is, because then that would be our kind of our liaison. who
Yeah.
would
Also,
coordinate us with them.
MSD came and spoke to council a couple weeks ago, and it was that I thought was very helpful and informative. That a lot of times their hands are tied in some of these, because citizens keep voting against like a tax increase or a bond issue. And so they only have so much money to be working with. And you know, sometimes they just keep running into the same problem of funding to get some of these projects.
They put all their money into the sanitary.
Well,
It's
and they're
true.
under the
Sanitary.
consent decree.
So they don't have any money left over for storm projects.
What's interesting is the two experts who came, and I think it was especially Stacy, seemed surprised that Webster didn't already have a stormwater
Yeah.
plan.
surprised too.
And they actually said they felt like we were probably doing a lot of the things already that would be included in
To help
it.
us qualify for.
Yeah, like something about what we put on the streets.
The brining.
Icy, things like that. So
Jeff, do you have anything to add to this, my friend?
No. I have a lot of thoughts, but I won't share them all here.
Okay.
well, I
About-
apologize for being so inarticulate. I should have brought my notes.
No, you don't. There's no apology necessary. Jeff and I met earlier to talk about our meeting with council tomorrow. So we were talking a little bit about this, and imagine Jeff knows a lot about MSD and the history. So anyway, I don't feel like I'm ready. Like, I don't think we're at the point yet, because we don't have the numbers to ask everybody to vote on endorsing
Right, no.
this or not.
Correct.
So And to my understanding, Todd, because I had spoken with Pam, moving forward on this issue though, like if we happen to get the information, the dollar amounts, and I'm able to say, oh, would you all consider, I can do that via email, right? As long as we're including Katie on this.
For voting on it?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that might be the route we go, just so we can move. I mean, right now, it's what everyone is paying attention to, and we need to be.
And so, and then
It's gonna take a minute.
yeah, so Todd, the money that you mentioned, would it make sense to mention that in the proposal to city council that, oh, we happen to have learned that there's this money that hasn't been earmarked for anything that would be appropriate?
Yeah, that's a great question, Todd. Is that appropriate?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be there
Yeah,
when it's presented to the council and I can
okay,
mention that there's funds available through our
That
OMCI.
certainly helps.
yeah.
That helps
Okay.
a lot. Yeah, because I think, you know, it would be hard to find someone who didn't think that flooding was a problem.
Yeah,
now.
I think for
It's
us
across
as
the country.
a commission, we would just need to determine what kind of funding we are willing to put toward it from the ARPA funds that we have.
It sounds like we might not need any.
But you might not need to.
Okay. All right, well, that would make it.
Because it's
The
eligible.
Brown
It's eligible.
Deer Creek flood protection study.
I think so. You know what? I looked it up the other day. It's probably,
Okay.
I can, because they sent me the links, so I can forward those links out to everyone if you want to look at the Frontenac plan.
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, cool.
It's also Googleable.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's where we are with the collaboration between these two commissions. And we will be doing some speaker series with them. Linda Green from the Green Space Commission has reached out, and in January they're going to be doing a dark sky informational meeting, which I think is really cool, and definitely for us and Todd, like street lamp, everything from street lamps to people with their cute patio lights, but you know, like, so paying attention to how important it is for us, especially being Mississippi River Valley.
I know someone whose house burned out because of patio lights. So even another reason.
Yeah, another reason. Yeah. Jeff and Paul, I don't want to forget about you. Do you all, if you have something to add or ask, I'll be quiet. If not, we'll move on.
Nothing for me right now.
All right, thanks, Paul. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, Pam's not here. Oh, and just before I move on, are we good as far as like where, like, all that information? If you have questions, just reach out and I'll push out some info too. Okay.
So do we have a, Jamie, help me remember, do we have like a window that we're trying to get something to city council within about the stormwater?
There was nothing that
There was no
just
particular.
no, right now we just want to make sure we land all the right information about, you know, making sure the commissions are comfortable with moving forward. And then once that happens, Carrie and I already drafted that letter, and then
Okay.
we would ask to meet with council. Okay, Pam's not here. For an update, Todd, do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so the council is asking the boards and commissions chairs to come to a work session and do a presentation to the council.
Great.
On the email I got from Dr. Peoples, we talked about this morning, but then she emailed us this afternoon. The mayor is working on a short template to help guide the presentation.
Okay.
Dr. Peoples is envisioning something as simple as the 3 areas to address. It's not to be burdensome, it's meant to be a sharing opportunity with the council on what direction you guys are, you know, moving forward to. And I said, well, you know, they're going to get the council meeting tomorrow night, a work session talking about the. So she's like, she goes, yeah. She goes, but they're going to probably want another one. I said, that's fine. Because tomorrow night you're just, you know, on the plan.
Yeah.
Where this is an overall of the whole commission.
Cool.
And your guide where you're going.
Do we have a date?
No, so I need to fill it in on the work session calendar, and so the open dates are
Yes, sir.
November 1st and 15th, December 6th and 20th, February 21st, March 7th, March 21st. Not too far, so. So if you want to do sometime in November or December,
Okay,
one of those 4 dates, 1st, 15th of November, 6th and 20th of December. So it'd just be you.
okay,
So you gotta let me know when you would want to do it, and then I'll put you on the calendar.
okay. I'll just tell you right now, the 1st, the 15th of November, or the 6th are my preferred. I'd rather not do it on the 20th.
I'm gonna be out of town on the 6th, so let's shoot for the 15th.
For November?
November
Okay.
15th.
Okay. I'm flexible if that doesn't work for everybody, just let me know.
Yeah, I think you'll probably be the first one on, yeah.
Great, I'll just call it then. Okay, anything else?
And it's gonna be a 20-minute presentation, so.
Okay,
And if the mayor puts together the template, then.
Yeah, that should be
go off
easy.
of what the mayor's, because the mayor knows what the council's looking for.
And I've never heard anyone say that presentation was too short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's a couple minutes under 20, I doubt it.
So like tomorrow night, you and Jeff are on, but the first item, I sent you the agenda, the first
Okay.
item is the quarterly budget update.
Okay.
So that might take more than half an hour, I know,
Okay,
but I'm guessing you guys will probably be on around 7.
striving to be here at 6:30. Okay, all right, thanks, Todd.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else miscellaneous? Anybody want to ask?
What is this Make a Difference Day? I've been seeing the signs and I saw it on the
Yes.
Friday page.
It's like a neighborhood cleanup type thing. Go
Is
out.
that something we should be like promoting or like?
You should tell them not to rake leaves.
Yeah, not really a sustainability effort. It's more of a help your neighbors that
Okay,
Help your
need help.
neighbors.
Yard work and maybe painting, outside painting
I
and stuff
see,
like
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, though. We might want to think about
Yeah.
somehow crossing wires, I so to speak, with them.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of yard raking, I think that
Yeah, I think
happens.
that's. right.
So, yeah, that might be a good place to make a difference.
A different difference, yeah.
Yeah.
We could definitely consider that, talking about that next summer
Yeah.
to see about that, because Yvonne is the one who coordinates
Yes.
the lion's share of those.
Yeah.
So it's like some trash bashes, I think, some
Right.
stream cleanups and that sort of thing.
She would know about the leaves.
I would think so. She's
Yeah.
very progressive in her
She is. Yeah.
approach
Yeah.
to.
So maybe they're not doing that so much anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. She's also very responsive if you ever want to
Yeah.
reach out to her. She's a remarkable human being. Yeah, and I think it would be super fun for the commission. I always think like, oh, it'd be a good idea for all of us to do, but we are a really active commission, and so I don't want to also overtax the office.
You're more active than a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've got all those bags to hand out. So.
I wondered if we could give bags to our visitors.
Yeah. Yeah. Really quick, I did want to mention just a quick update. I forgot it. This wasn't on the agenda, but the Traffic Advisory Commission, I'm waiting to follow the mayor's lead on pulling that together, because the way she pulled the Green Space Commission together, our collab together, was that it was the council liaisons as well as, those volunteers from each group. That's the model I feel like really can gain traction, and I want to follow her lead on that. She's just worried, not worried, she's just being very mindful of staff time and what that looks like if we are as a commission to come together, because as you know, there's $100,000 there as well to allocate. So lots of ideas. Once I get word from her on that, I will because I think it's Jeff and you and maybe Paul who stepped up for that.
Yeah, I'm signed up for that as well. So yeah, thank you for the update, Jamie.
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks for your patience, Paul. Yeah. And once we get to that point, I know Paul doesn't listen to podcasts, but there are a couple of great podcasts I've run across that might be helpful when stepping into this meeting, just because it's people-centered places and thinking outside of the box. And I love the people on this commission, and I really think that we have some really great opportunities ahead. So Okay, that's it. Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
It's delightful. And our next meeting is Monday, November 21st. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
All motion.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Amna. And that's that, friends.
I will.